It was even thought by some that they were only red because they were stained by the blood of their victims. Fiery... Hey, it's Zach, and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Hey, if you're new, I bet you were expecting a handshake. Nope, not today. Y'all be doing me dirty on the handshake, so this time it's y'all's turn. Today I'm just kidding. Today we're playing a game called Midnight Evil. This is a game where you have to read this book, and while you're reading the book, it gets wild. I hope y'all are having an amazing day. Also, don't forget, we're going to be finishing The Walking Dead, the whole series. It's getting finished tonight. I don't care how long we have to go on stream. We're going to finish it. I might cry, so come through and hang out and watch me cry. Without further ado, let's play Midnight Evil. Headphones all the way up, play. As the clock approached midnight, William Grinkle was fast asleep. This motherfucker's last name Grinkle? Mr. Grinkle, what the fuck is wrong with your face? Tonight was different though. He woke to a strange sound coming from the attic. William Grinkle, hit the road, man. Do not go anywhere near whoever the hell that is. As he climbed the stairs, he felt something. I don't know about that. He had never seen this chest before. I'm guessing that's that little storybook that we gotta read. Just an innocent book. Yeah, I have a feeling that shit is not so innocent. Tonight, his life would change forever. Ooh, okay. Shout out Nathan Sanders. Midnight Evil. Okay. Okay, I'm liking it so far, man. I'm excited to read. I don't know who the fuck gets excited to read. But I'm looking forward to it. Hello. All right, we got some cool posters on the wall. That's dope. Tory, Toastbusters. Okay, Saws. All right, bet. Okay, so here's our book right here in front of us. How do we open this up? Oh shit. Oh, we gotta start reading. Long before the first humans stood upright and took their place in the world, there was a beautiful land that was ruled by what many would come to call the Fae. That's cool. These ancient beings were worshipped by mankind, but they were also feared. Humans were right to be afraid, for there were many different creatures that lived in the darkness, watching us, waiting. Okay, so what kind of creatures we talking? Honestly, I can't get enough of this room, man. This is dope. This guy's got a damn stoplight in his room. How rich are his parents? Most were harmless enough, amusing themselves by causing mischief and playing pranks on humans that crossed their paths. However, some had more sinister intentions. The Urking, for example, have developed a liking for the taste of human children. These monsters are small, unnaturally fast, and impossible to kill. It was an unlucky tragedy. Am I hearing shit or am I going fucking crazy? It was an unlucky tragedy for my people that we decided to build our village here, right in the middle of the Urklings' territory. We have lost so many shits! So many shits? Dude, this isn't Dashy Games, man. What the fuck was that? That scared the shit out of me, I'm not gonna front. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. There aren't enough tears in this world to weep for their loss. Thankfully, though, my grandmother taught me well in the ways of my druid ancestors. I may not be able to kill the little beasts, but I was able to work out a spell that binds them to this book. I can only hide it and pray that it never falls into the hands of a child. If you are reading this, know that I'm truly sorry for the demons that have now been passed on to you. Opening the book will have awakened them, and I'm sure they will be ravenously hungry. Once the book is opened, you must read it out loud from beginning to end in order to return them to their magical prison. Be watchful, they only attack if you don't see them coming. Most importantly, you fucking bitch. Where? Most importantly, once you finish this book, keep it hidden so that no one ever opens it again. Why the fuck didn't we burn this shit?
IGSFM 98.7.
What the
TikTok?
TikTok? What the fuck? Okay, so I don't know what the fuck that was, but I just skipped through it because it was boring. So we're back here. What page we on now? Chapter 1. Little Maggie O'Brien was the first. The children had been playing in Hogan's Forest when they all heard a noise. Sensing no danger because there were so many of them, 12 children in all decided to investigate the source of the strange sound. As they all searched high and low, they soon realized that Maggie was missing. Frantically, they began searching for their friend. She was a small girl who loved... Hey, you fucking bitch! Do we need to shut this door now, or are we fucked? I don't think we can leave our damn bed. We're just gonna sit here like a little bitch and look at it? Fuck you. Throw that fucking candle at that little bitch. Dude, I'm not... Bro, the mixture of reading and knowing that I'm about to get my ass eaten out is just... I mean, truly, it's no fun. She was a small girl who loved to play hide and seek. Her big brother Colin insisted that she was probably hiding somewhere safe and giggling to herself as she watched everyone search for her. The sun sank low in the sky and the forest grew dark. The children, frustrated and panicked, ran back to the village to alert their parents that little Maggie was nowhere to be found. That's when everyone lit torches and spread out through the woods calling her name. Little Maggie is... she's fucking... The little girl's mother sobbed desperately as we all inspected every corner of those woods in hopes of finding her. Her brother kept searching, tears streaming down his cheek. "I'm her big brother," he said, rubbing his eyes. "I'm supposed to make sure nothing happens to her." "Well, you did a pretty fucking bad job." "It's not your fault, Colin," I assured him. "We'll find her." Hey! Go though, dude, I can't do this. This is not fun at all. "We'll find her soon and she'll be no worse for the wear." Ho, 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 stop. Dude, what am I, Santa Claus 3? He nodded, forced a smile, and we all continued looking. The moment I heard him scream, I knew he had found her. That bitch is dead. Or rather, what was left of her, which wasn't much. We were sure it was Maggie because she had worn her favorite hair bow that day. Her father plucked the pink ribbon from the body and fell to his knees, wailing into the darkness. Poor Colin tried to tell us then. He said that she had been covered in what? Get the fuck away from me, you little green bitch. He said that she had been covered in what he described as little green men. Dude, is this Toy Story 5 or what the fuck is happening? Was that the little green man? Ooh, stop it, dude. Are you about to have a fucking seizure? Mommy, Daddy, help! Help! He said that she had been covered in what he described as little green men. They were fat and green. Shrek? With bright, glowing eyes, they were biting off bits of skin and flesh. No one believed the... Can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to read. We all attributed the horrible ordeal to a hungry, wild animal, of course. Of course, what else could it possibly be? Scooping up what remained of little Maggie, the townsfolk set to work preparing for her funeral. We had no idea the horrors that lay ahead. I thought to myself, how strange her wounds look. I couldn't help but think back to what Colin had said about the little green men. It made me... Speaking of little green men, where the fuck? I heard the bitch, but I can't see the bitch. Grab that fucking pen. Next time that bitch pops up, it made me think of the stories my grandmother used to tell me. She said that our druid ancestors spoke of tiny creatures that lived long ago in the swamps and marshes surrounding our lands. The Urklings, she called them. They were 3 tribes, each being their own breed of evil. One tribe, I recall. I don't want to hear that. Man, get the fuck out of here. One tribe, I recall, she said were green and fat. They would lure children away from safety and feast on their flesh. Okay, well that's really, I see you. Hi. The game is frozen. Can someone explain what means in fucking, what language is that? French? We didn't live near any swamps. Surely the boy's mind was playing tricks on him. Besides, the Urklings weren't real. They couldn't be. I don't know about all that, man. Okay, well, someone hit the fucking nitro on the fan. Is this night 3? Our door's back to being shut. That's great. Did the little goblin shut it for us? Man, I appreciate it. They're very considerate. Chapter 2. Maggie O'Brien's funeral was just what anyone would expect. Everyone did their best to comfort the grieving parents. Colin kept to himself. Everyone assumed, can you fuck off? Colin kept to himself. Everyone assumed it was because he blamed himself. After his sister had been laid to rest, I came to him to ask him how she was doing. He looked up at me, eyes red from either crying, lack of sleep, or smoking a shit ton of weed, or a combination of the two, and said I really saw them, the little green monsters. Bro, I'm seeing them too. Trust me, I believe this dude. My heart ached as I put my arms around the boy. I kept telling myself that seeing his little sister in pieces couldn't have been easy for him. He was just in shock. Get the fuck away. The stories of the Earthlings were only told to scare children into doing what they were told, that was all. The first thing my grandmother told me about the Earthlings was that there were 3 tribes. The green ones had round bellies and piercing blue eyes. She said that they could be heard if you walked deep in the swamp at night. They would laugh and sing as they danced around their tiny campfires, which would appear only as tiny flickering lights through the trees. They were the least lethal. Bitch, they don't seem like the least fucking lethal. They were the least lethal of the 3 tribes, but every bit as evil. The red ones were more temperamental and even faster than their green cousins. They didn't sing or dance around campfires, and their celebrations were a bit more gruesome. They prefer to eat children from the inside out. Bro, what? I'm worried about the green ones. Now we gotta worry about the red ones too? Oi! Ew! They're gonna crawl up my fucking asshole and eat me from the inside out? Hell no! It was even thought by some that they were only red because they were stained by the blood of their victims. Fiery... Hey! I don't... Dude, fuck you! Fiery red, bristle-like hairs sprouted from the tops of their heads, and their growing yellow eyes seemed cold and calculating. The pale Earthlings were in another class altogether. Now we gotta learn about these bitches. Oh, dude, I genuinely am not fucking with this. They had white skin and wild, untamed blue hair that flowed out in every direction. Fucking back up. I don't give a fuck. The most unsettling thing about them was that they had no eyes at all, yet they somehow were the most keen and efficient killers of the 3. Grandmother said that their long, wiry hair could somehow sense the presence and locations of children. Hell no, man! There were some things that all 3 tribes had in common. Earthlings preferred to eat after midnight, and they would only attack if the child didn't make direct eye contact with them. I reassured myself that the O'Brien girl being attacked barely after sunset meant that she had to be the victim of a wild animal attack. A few of the men in the village came together to hunt down the beast that killed the girl. They came back 2 days later, carrying the carcass of a large wolf. The whole village breathed a sigh of relief, and a big celebration was held. Bitch, I don't think y'all should be celebrating just yet! Where? The only one besides myself that remained anxious was Colin. Looking at his face that night, I knew that he believed the creatures that killed Maggie were still out there waiting. He was right! Where? Another one of these? I'm not trying to listen to this fucking radio station. Turn it off! Chapter 3. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. The earth on the grave was disturbed as if someone had clawed its... Get the fuck away from me! Game over? Don't tell me I gotta start from the beginning. Oh, thank you. The earth on the grave was disturbed as if something had clawed its way out. I couldn't help but remember what grandmother had said about the red Earthlings. They would burrow inside the victims and eat their way out. Could it be that we brought a whole tribe of them right into the village without knowing it? The answer would come soon enough. Jacob McLaren. Ah! Those are the red bitches! Ew! 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 Those bitches are fucking... Dude, they don't stop. Are there multiple, or the bitches can teleport? I'm just trying to read a bedtime story, dude. I can't do this. Jacob McLaren was found torn to shreds in his bed the following morning. Obviously, a wild animal hadn't attacked him inside his own house. Another devastated family and another funeral this soon after Maggie didn't sit. Well then, bitch, just stand up. The atmosphere became even more tense and uncomfortable. I insisted on inspecting Jacob's remains myself, just to reassure myself that there was nothing hiding inside. Colin approached me afterwards asking what I was looking for. I told him it was nothing, but he knew better. You believe me about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. I swallowed hard, started to deny it. But the words caught in my throat, and as much as I tried, I couldn't lie. Listen. I'm listening. I put my hands on his shoulders. I don't think you're crazy. Bitch, I feel like I'm going fucking crazy. Hey, the Three Musketeers? I don't think you're crazy, but we need to be sure of what we're dealing with before we spark a full-blown panic. Tell me exactly what happened. Colin took a deep... Get the fuck away. Colin took a deep breath, working up his nerve. It was so dark, but I had a good torch. Where? I called her name over and over. She didn't answer. Then I heard something. It sounded like that fucking red bitch. It sounded like chewing. I took a few more steps and saw her laying there. All over her were these fat little green monsters. They had mouthfuls of pointy teeth that looked like needles and massive clawed hands. Just then a twig, get the fuck away, I'm trying to read. Just then a twig snapped under my foot and they all stopped what they were doing and looked right at me. That's when I screamed and they scattered. Bro, you have to enunciate the shit out of these words, man. Unless you read a whole paragraph, the shit doesn't register and you gotta read the whole shit again. They were gone before any of the grown-ups got to me. His eyes filled with tears at the memory. Please tell me what they are. He was no more. What are they? What are they? Where are they? How? He was no more than 11 or 12, having just lost his sister and now his friend. No one had believed him. Stop! Was that drawer open before? Or am I overthinking it? No one had believed him when he tried to tell us before. It couldn't have been easy, but he opened up to me. I felt it only right to tell him what I knew. We sat together by the bonfire late into the night, and I told him all the old stories. Unfortunately, the only thing that my grandmother hadn't mentioned was how to get rid of them. Looking into the flames, I got an idea. I knew that most unholy creatures were repelled by fire. Well, look at them. Okay, so the red ones just keep popping up. Well, Colin folded his arms. We will just have to test what happens to an Erkling when it's on fire. Bitch, grab the fucking lighter. I told you. Ooh, what? The lava lamp? Are lava lamps made out of fucking fire? Or am I stupid? Aren't they made out of lava? Chapter 4. Colin wanted to tell his friends about the Erklings, but I begged him to keep it a secret. If anyone knew that my stop it. Ew, all of you! If anyone knew that my grandmother had passed down her druidic teachings, it would only take one person to scream witch and I would be as good as dead. He agreed and kept my secret. I mixed a potion. Hey! You fuckers! All of them! How many? I mixed a potion that would catch fire when touched by the tiniest flame. Surely this would send it screaming into the underworld. He sat quietly in his bed and waited, knowing he mustn't look them in the eye. He must let it attack, for this would be the only way to get close to it. Just after the stroke of midnight, he began to hear them chuckling and shuffling around in the dark. Clutching the potion bottle, hands trembling, he lowered his gaze and braced himself. Sure enough, one of them leapt from his bookshelf and sank its teeth into the flesh of his arm. Where? I'm expecting them to be on the fucking bookshelf. You better not sink your fucking teeth into my arm. He screamed and unstopped the bottle, emptying the contents over the green Erkling. It tore a tiny fucking bitch! It tore a tiny round chunk from his arm and gulped it down right as Colin shoved the candle right into its face. Bitch, we have a candle right fucking there. Grab a hold. It lit up like a torch and made a horrific high-pitched scream as it ran around the room, trying to put itself out. I want to see that, not gonna lie. The curtains caught fire as 4 more Erklings sprung out from their hiding places. Colin ran outside screaming and cradling his blood-soaked... His parents soon joined him outside in a panic, trying to figure out what had happened. Just then, a tiny fireball came racing through the doorway and zigzagged towards the woods. I grabbed an... Fuck off. I grabbed an empty glass jar from my cupboard and ran after it. The jar made a shitting bitch. Fucking bitches everywhere. Everywhere. It doesn't end. The jar made a thunk sound as it landed over the flaming Erkling, and the fire quickly went out. To my horror, the thing wasn't dead. It didn't even look like it was dying. Though, blackened! Where? Stop it. Stop it. I see you. I see you. Hello? Though blackened from being set ablaze, it was just as spunky as ever. What was he doing? A little fucking jit? Hi. I quickly scooped up the jar and screwed the lid on. As I made my way back, some of the villagers were trying to put out the fire inside the house, and others were tending to Colin's arm, telling him that it must have been a rat. I've never seen a rat quite like this, I shouted and held the jar up high so everyone could see. The instant they all looked in my direction, their jaws dropped open and Colin's face lit up for the first time since he'd lost his sister. He knew everyone finally saw that he had been telling the truth all along, and they all felt terribly ashamed for not believing him in the first place. Unfortunately, hello, hi, good to see you all. What a pleasant fucking prom. Unfortunately, the joy of this small victory was short-lived. For over the next, to you too, bitch. For over the next 3 days, we tried every method we could think of to kill the little wretch, but no matter what horrific thing we did, it wouldn't die. Well, that's fucking great. That's amazing. Another one, dude,
WIGS.
Skip the shit. Skip it. All right, here we are on chapter 5. First, we tried drowning it. We even had the priest... okay, I feel like this fucking night's gonna be no fucking good. We even had the priest bring us holy water when water from the well didn't work. We cut off its head, but as soon as we snipped its neck and the head grew a new body, and the body grew a new head. Then we had 2 angry Erklings in jars. It was immune to every kind of... poison that we knew of. It could heal quick... Can y'all stop? Y'all are fucking everywhere tonight! It could heal quickly from any cuts it sustained. We even tried squashing it flat, but it would just puff back up in a matter of a few minutes. By this point, the Erklings had infested every corner of the village. Parents had to stand guard over their sleeping children. Between the stroke of midnight and the first light of dawn, they became absolutely ravenous. It appeared that there was nothing else we could do. As much as I hated the thought of disturbing my grandmother, I knew that she was the only one that might be able to give me any insight as to how I could get rid of them. I asked Colin to meet me in secret at her grave. I brought grandmother's old spirit board with me, which had every letter of the alphabet on it. Colin and I placed a small glass cup upside down in the center of the board and waited. The idea was that her spirit would guide the cup to the letters and in doing so, spell out a message to me. Oh my God! Grandmother, I spoke aloud. I really need your help. Speak to us. Your magic is... Where? Your magic is the only thing that can save these children. We waited, but we were met with only silence. Please, grandmother. Hi. Please, grandmother, I pleaded. I don't know what to do. I would do anything to save these children. Anything. Just tell me what to do, please. I begged her to answer me, but the glass didn't move and no answer would come. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hello. Hi. Good to see you. But the glass didn't move and no answer would come from the spirit board that night. As we snuck back to the village, we were greeted with news of 3 more deaths. The widow Adams had fallen asleep guarding her 3 little ones. She always worked so hard, toiling in the fields from dawn until dusk to make sure her family was fed. After she lost her husband to sickness, she was the only caretaker for her children. Now they were gone too, and she was truly alone. As I lay in my bed crying, I felt responsible for what was happening. I hadn't paid much... Oh my dude, those are the, I hadn't paid much attention as a child when my grandmother tried to teach me the old ways. Eventually, I drifted off to sleep. It was only then that my grandmother finally came to me in a dream and told me what I must do if I wanted to rid the village of the Erklings once and for all. But their imprisonment would come at a terrible price. Was that it? I'm done. Boys, that was chapters 1 through 5 of Midnight Evil. If you guys want to see me continue it, let me know. I just don't have enough time to keep sitting here reading over and over, because half the time the chapter, you'll read the whole thing, then it will mess up, and then you got to do it again. Anyway, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Anyway, remember, you guys can do anything you put your minds to. I believe in you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tonight at the live stream or tomorrow with another video. Peace.